I played Cells on mobile, but I didn't know it was on Steam. And then Sam told me it was on Steam. And it's, yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, it's on Steam? Like, what? It makes sense, right? It's smart. And obviously, there's definitely a lot of PC gamer idle players, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense, right? Platform and audience together. One thing I noticed playing the game on mobile was your approach to monetization, which I thought was good. Just to give a contrast, I was like downloaded a bunch of idle games because I was like researching, and I played Idle Miner, popular game in the space. My kids were playing it. That's how I became aware of it.
There's studios in Berlin, Matt.
Are they really? I didn't know that. I'm going to talk a little bit of shit about them. They're I mean...
Watch out. They're going to knock on your door.
I know, right? They could come and say, hi, guys. It's good. It's a good game. I actually like the game, and I actually played a bunch. You know, the thing that I really don't like about it, they literally have blinking alerts on the home screen that you can't get rid of without spending real money, right? And I'm like, bro, that stresses me out. I don't want to play this anymore because there's some blinking icon I can't get rid of without paying money. And I thought you guys took actually a pretty balanced, not destructive approach to the monetization. I definitely was reminded that there was an opportunity to watch a rewarded ad or to buy something, right? You're using some of those freemium like daily rewards and mechanics, but I just didn't feel... I played those two games at the same time, and like Idle Miner, after like a little while, I was like, come on. And, you know, but Cells, I really didn't feel that way. I felt like you guys struck a good balance, so it's maybe interesting to talk about.
So we did some freemium games before. So I did like a VR game, which was premium on Steam. We did a freemium like arcade action game, and that had ads and reward ads. Got some experience with that, like implementing them, but really thinking about the business model. So this is kind of another high level game design thing. But once you've done like a couple genre games, you do start to think about how the business model maybe affects the game. Yeah. So if you're doing like a premium game, your approach to game design is much different. It's got to be like more polished and more complete. But it also can be like a one-off experience. It doesn't have to go on forever. Whereas the freemium games, like they kind of can't end. They kind of have to go on almost like an old-fashioned arcade game where people can keep playing. But again, like the way you would make money is much different too. So the premium game, someone's going to pay you $10 to $20 for your game. Their expectations are different. You're making the sale up front. Whereas a freemium game actually matches more the classic way you sell software, which is to get people using the product. They use it and they like it, and then they kind of get a lot of value for free. And then if they want more advanced features or they want something out of it faster, then they can interact with some of those systems or like the concessions. With Cells, my kind of philosophy has been like, we're building a free theme park that anybody can go to, and then these are like the different attractions and like rides. So like we got the mammals, we got reptiles, you got space, but it's all free, but then we're allowed to sell like ice cream to people at the stuff. The one, But the other thing I wanted to really, really respect the player always, we do not show any interstitials, so we never show an ad unless you opt into them. Yeah. This is like the brilliance of the reward ad. I'm like, it's like so lame. I'm like, this is the greatest monetization strategy, but reward ads are really cool.
I agree. I think of all those mobile strategies, it really is the best, right? Because you're like, I'm ready for this. Let me do it now. Like
you decide when you want to do it, so the player consents when they want it. They also kind of decide that they want it because they offer a value. Well, they can do a little bit of work for you, and then they can basically pay for it up front, but it's such a small amount of work. So if you look at, this is more like economic theory, but if you look at like purchasing patterns, people joke, they're like, I never spend anything in mobile games. Like I never buy an in-app purchase. It's like, a lot of people do not like spending even $1. Yeah. Like people do not want to interact. Like they don't want to spend money there. There's actually a huge barrier to get someone to even spend $1. Yes. If someone could spend like 50 cents or a quarter or even a fraction of a penny, then you can actually get more value for what it's worth. I could sell an in-game product for like a fraction of a penny instead of having to charge like $1 and get people to buy like coins and then get them in my economy. Yeah. Reward ads have actually kind of been part of the explosion of mobile games because it's allowed people to monetize players on the low end who normally don't spend anything. Yeah, monetize all those free players, right? Like it's a way to monetize people who, I mean, I'm a little bit like that. I don't really have a problem buying a premium game. But if it's a freemium game and then I have to go buy some coins, I don't like it. I just don't like it, right? Yeah. And it's weird because if I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this, sometimes I will pay for the ad-free unlock. That feels like, okay, I played the demo, now I like it, I want to buy it.
But those currency systems, I just have a natural reaction against them. I do think part of that is generational, that I grew up with premium games, right? And my idea of what a game is a premium game. And honestly, like my kids and stuff are all growing up with V-Bucks.
They're like, give me your credit card, Matt.
Bro. I have actually had like my
the talk. That's the talk. Yeah.
Bro, my son spent like $300 on the thing one. You know, you cannot believe. You cannot believe how angry I was. Like, holy cow.
That's like the new, probably the new talk. Like most parents are having. It's like the moment when their kid somehow gets access to the credit card or whatever, and they're just like bam, 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 and they buy all the stuff, and they're like, oh, I got all my dragons, and they're like the coin, you
can't reimburse it. You can't reimburse it. I was like, bro, Activision, you can't give me my money back. I was like,
Activision. Oh my god, wow,
bro, this was Call of Duty. This was Call of Duty
mobile?
Yeah, no, not mobile. This was Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation.
And I didn't even realize my credit card was saved in the PlayStation store.
Yeah.
And my son just like had a real moment of bad judgment, or like a whole afternoon of bad judgment. You know, bro. And you can't refund those COD points. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like. I was mad. That's not good for our industry. You know what I mean? Like your parent now, I was like, that game, I deleted it off the PlayStation. Even though I had paid $60 for it, I was like, delete this piece of shit. Like I was mad, dude. That's not good for the industry, right?
And it's an M-rated game, though.
I know. It's my kids should be playing it.
Well, that would
bad
be
parenting over here.
That would be their argument. Like, oh, well, it's just like
right. Your young son shouldn't be playing this game.
But that's like so. But for us, so like, I like customer service is also really important.
Yeah.
Because like, so if anyone has an issue, like we really early on, like just making sure like it's easy to get to the feedback button in our game. Like if someone has a problem or an issue, Nisa, who's like our head researcher, also answers like almost all the emails too. Honestly, I feel like customer service is even more important than sometimes game design, because like you got to make sure like the players are happy, and like if they accidentally spend money in the game and they feel bad about it, or their kid did it, like it's our responsibility to like fix that as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Now is it?
Because you want them to play for a long time, right? You want them to have this relationship with the game. You know, like I mean, not just it's also the right thing to do, right?
Yeah. So like respecting the players is really important with monetization. Like this is more other economic theory, but it's like if you run a business or something, you generate value for the player or the consumer.
Yeah.
And then you have to basically, because you've generated this much value, you're allowed to take like a little piece of that value.
Right.
So with our game, like the value is basically entertainment to the player, fun to the player. So we need to make sure we're generating definitely more value than we're like extracting.
Asking for.
But just being really respectful for them, respectful of their time. I don't want to ever show them an ad if they don't have to see it. I also want to make sure making sure like, and this is really hard, but making sure if you sell them something like coins, that there's actually value there.
Yes.
It sucks to buy something and you're like, that sucked.
I didn't really get anything really good out of this, and
but that's really hard. Like it's hard to like make an economy like to get the value right. So again, we also deferred to other games like Adventure Communist, like how they set up their structure to make sure people were feeling like they got a value from watching an ad and like that. And it's definitely different than like premium games. Some of my friends at Gumbo, and most of them are making like premium games or like the Steam game, but some of them are like, oh, they like to like make fun of me sometimes because I'm doing like freemium mobile, but they also are like kind of interested too because it's a little different. But I was thinking like, okay, if today I was like, I'm gonna make a full-fledged like premium game for $20.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it right out of the gate. I think I'd have to do like 2 games to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because you almost have to retrain your instincts, your game design instincts and your tone. Sam, again, to bring him up. If Sam was going to do like a full freemium game, I think it would take him 2 games to get to where I am.
Totally.
Because like you have all these, it's just a different like medium, and you have to build up your knowledge for that